Behind every legend lies a reason. This is Myth and Motive.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Vast Russia is always a place that contains things we might not fully discover even in a lifetime. One of these is the area called Sakha. This land is famous for its harsh climate, with long winters and temperatures that can drop to minus 50 degrees Celsius. Even the record low temperature can drop to below minus 70 degrees. Nevertheless, Sakha is also home to diverse ethnic communities, especially the Yakuts. These people have developed a unique culture and traditions amidst the harsh nature. Moreover, this sparsely populated area has invaluable diamond and gold deposits. What else do we not know about this extremely cold polar region? Please watch today's video. The Sakha Republic is also known as Yakutia, one of the federal subjects of Russia. Located in the far east of the country, stretching from the Arctic to the south, including much of Siberia. With an area of about 3 million square kilometers, Sakha is the largest federal subject in Russia, accounting for about 18% of Russia's total area. Although about 5 times larger than France, its population is less than 1 million people. Therefore, Sakha is one of the most sparsely populated regions in the world. The population here is mainly Yakut people, along with Russians and other ethnic minorities such as Evenki, Even, and Yukagir. Regarding climate, most of Sakha lies in the subarctic climate zone, with very long and cold winters, while summers are short and warm. Sakha's climate is described as extreme continental, with very large temperature differences between summer and winter. Winter lasts from October to May, with temperatures frequently below minus 30 degrees Celsius and can drop below minus 50 degrees Celsius in some areas. Verkhoyansk and Oymyakon are among the coldest places in the world, with temperatures that can drop to nearly minus 70 degrees Celsius. Summer in Sakha lasts from June to August, with temperatures that can reach 30 degrees Celsius. Although brief, summer is very warm, especially in the central and southern regions. In the northern areas of Sakha, such as Tiksi, there is the phenomenon of white nights in summer, when the sun does not set completely and it stays light all night. Conversely, in winter, these areas experience very long nights, with sunlight appearing only a few hours a day, or not at all. Sakha is divided into 3 major vegetation belts. About 40% of Sakha lies above the Arctic Circle and all are covered by a layer of permafrost. This greatly affects the region's ecology. Besides, there are limited forests in the southern region. Arctic and subarctic tundra are located in the central area, where lichens and mosses develop into green carpets and serve as food for reindeer. South of the tundra belt, scattered dwarf Siberian pine and larch trees are found along the rivers. Beyond the tundra are vast taiga forest regions. Larch trees dominate in the north and fir and pine begin to appear in the south. Taiga forests account for about 47% of Sakha's area, and 90% of these are larch trees. Historically, this area has been inhabited for tens of thousands of years, with traces of prehistoric cultures discovered in archaeological excavations. Before the Yakut people arrived, this area was mainly inhabited by indigenous peoples such as Evenki and Yukagir, who lived by hunting and reindeer herding. The Yakut people, also known as Sakha, originated from the Lake Baikal area and migrated north around the 13th-14th centuries. They brought livestock and horse breeding techniques and gradually established their own distinct culture. The Yakut people developed a complex society with their own cultural traditions, language, and beliefs. They lived mainly on animal husbandry, hunting, and fishing. In the 17th century, the Russian Empire began expanding eastward and reached the Sakha region. In 1632, the Lenski Fort, which is Yakutia, was founded by the Cossack Peter Beketov. During this time, the Yakut and other indigenous peoples were gradually assimilated into the political and economic system of the Russian Empire. They had to pay taxes and tribute with furs and other products. The Russian presence brought major changes to Yakut society and economy, including the conversion of religion from indigenous beliefs to Russian Orthodox Christianity. Sakha witnessed the final stage of the Russian Civil War. The Yakut Revolt, on April 27, 1922, led to the former Yakut province becoming the Yakut Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic. Although in reality, the eastern part of the territory, including the city of Yakutsk, was controlled by the White Army. In 1992, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the Sakha Republic, also known as Yakutia, was established. Since 2000, it has been an administrative part of the Russian Far Eastern Federal District. To this day, Sakha remains a place that attracts international attention. Although knowing they must endure harsh natural conditions, many people want to visit Yakutsk, the capital of the Sakha Republic of the Russian Federation. With extremely harsh temperatures dropping to -60 degrees to admire the beauty of the cold city located on permafrost. As the capital of the Sakha Republic, the largest administrative unit in the Russian Federation, with an area of up to 3,083,523 square kilometers. Yakutsk is the fifth most populous city in the Russian Far East and also the largest cold city located in the permafrost region. In March, spring in Yakutsk, white is still the dominant color. Cold air from the Arctic continuously moves into the area and accumulates in low-lying regions. With its unique location, Yakutsk is colder than some cities at high latitudes. Here there is a special village called Oymyakin. Before the 1920s and 1930s, Oymyakin used to be a stopping point for reindeer herders. Today, the coldest place on Earth is home to about 500 people. The only school in Oymyakin only closes when the temperature drops below -52 degrees Celsius. Oymyakin residents still burn coal and wood when going outside to cope with the freezing weather. Mobile phones don't work here and electronic devices all stop functioning in freezing temperatures. People always leave their cars running all day because they worry that once turned off, restarting will be very difficult. A normal house built here takes several years due to being in the permafrost zone. Many construction sites only operate for a few summer months, and even in summer, construction is very difficult. Not only do they need to pour foundations and drive insulated piles into the permafrost layer, but they also must build an insulation layer 2 to 3 meters above the ground to prevent the permafrost from melting due to heat radiating down from the building. Most buildings in Yakutsk are built on concrete piles. At -45 degrees Celsius in just a few minutes, the moisture around the nose freezes. The mouth can freeze solid, swollen into so you also need a warm scarf to cover your face, leaving only your eyes exposed. The particularly important item for enduring the cold is boots. In Yakutsk, there are boots made from reindeer skin. The boot soles are insulating material so they can ensure keeping feet warm for long periods. However, the price of such boots is not cheap at all. Nevertheless, local Yakutsk residents can stand for hours in the freezing cold. One might think the cold weather would make this city desolate, but the reality is the opposite. Here, people are happy because there are roads, markets, and public transportation. Infrastructure facilities, supermarkets, hotels, cafes, restaurants all operate fully and bustlingly. Yakutsk even has bars and nightclubs where people can drink beer and enjoy music. The Sakha people who mainly live in this area are descendants of Turkish nomads. Their petite stature helps them have high adaptability to cold weather. Small body size is advantageous because they lose less body heat compared to larger-sized people. This helps them adapt to the harsh weather. Because it's cold, people often have to wear multiple layers of clothing to keep warm. However, when temperatures drop too low, they are forced to stay home to ensure safety. With the thick clothing they must wear to retain heat, Yakutsk residents take up to 15 minutes to put on enough clothes when going outside. When stepping outside, every part of the body must be covered. Only a portion of the face can be exposed to see the way. But this also easily causes the eyes and nose to freeze. If you remove gloves within 5 minutes, it can lead to severe frostbite, even pain like being pricked by needles. It's very dangerous to touch metal here because skin can stick to metal and cannot be removed. Therefore, people are advised not to wear glasses because the metal frames can stick firmly to the face and easily cause injury when trying to remove them. Drinking water in Yakutsk is taken from rivers and they are all frozen. People have to go there, cut blocks of ice to bring home, put them in containers and break them into small pieces for drinking water. And here, freezers aren't needed because the air is even colder than a freezer. Food items like fruits only need to be hung up for preservation. From roadside trees to fish in the market, everything is frozen solid. Many things only need to be left outside for 10 minutes without protection to quickly freeze. Even boiling water poured out will immediately turn into snow crystals flying in the air. Because humans cannot walk outdoors, the role of cars is very important for transportation. However, cars left outside for long periods will also experience engine oil freezing, making the car difficult to start. Car owners usually keep cars indoors to be protected from harsh weather by heating systems. If cars are left outside, they have to wait until summer, when the weather warms up, to restart the car. Water and natural gas transportation pipes are built above ground because it's almost impossible to dig through ice to lay pipes underground. Winter activities here last up to 6 months for tourists to fully enjoy because snow and ice are present here year-round. Its most prominent features is diamonds. This place is considered the diamond capital, accounting for about 82% of Russia. This territory has a total of 1,823 deposits containing 58 types of minerals. Among them are gold, antimony, uranium, coal, and natural gas. Legends still circulate that almost every Yakut family daily finds diamonds, gold, platinum, silver, and other precious natural items on their land. However, for many people, Sakha is primarily associated with diamonds. The skill of Yakut jewelers and their product quality have been the hallmark of the Sakha Republic for many years. Currently in Yakutia, there are 8 operating diamond mines. The whole world knows well that diamonds are the only commodity on the market whose value is not affected by inflation. Diamonds are immortal. This rich land has amazed many people by organizing the exhibition of treasures of the Sakha Republic. In the capital Yakutsk in 2022, everyone was dazzled by the beauty of over 14,000 unique artifacts, most of which have unimaginable value. At the exhibition, you can admire a brooch adorned with 368 diamonds, with the largest stone weighing 2 carats. Flame rose. You will also be dazzled by the extremely rare Yakutia plate decorated with a leaf theme consisting of 250 diamonds with different characteristics and surfaces. With the smallest diamond weighing 1 carat, you can truly see the rare black diamond with your own eyes. Here also preserves a pink diamond that was auctioned in Europe for nearly $28 million. Academician Sakharov. Mined in 1991 from the Yakutia mine. Alexander Pushkin. '60th anniversary of Soviet power. Not only diamonds, at this treasure trove, you can learn about Yakutia's gold mining industry. From gold in sheet form, regular form to raw gold nuggets mined from underground weighing up to nearly 2 kilograms. Also here, you can witness gold bars cast according to Union standards weighing 29.7 kilograms, or gold bars produced during Soviet times weighing nearly 5 kilograms. Although rich in gold, silver is the material preferred by the Yakut people to craft jewelry and adornments for themselves. Yakut women can wear silver jewelry sets weighing up to several kilograms. The belt or traditional costume set adorned with silver of Yakut men is also not cheap. Also here, you can become familiar with the techniques of openwork filigree. Accordingly, silver is beaten into thin threads, then hand-wound to create intricate patterns. Distinctive Yakutia forms also often inlaid with gemstones. At the exhibition, you can hear about the gemstone named after Princess Diana, Dianite, which is considered a symbol of happiness and luck. Charoite, a rare lavender-colored gemstone, found only in Yakutia. This gemstone was first discovered in 1978 and named after the Chara River, where it was found in the river basin. Chara also has great paleontological significance because it contains traces of prehistoric animals from the Pleistocene epoch. Preserved in permafrost in 2015, the frozen cubs of Dina and Uyan, cave lions, were found. This region is also home to the remains of Yucca and a woolly mammoth calf from Anya Khan, a woolly rhinoceros from the Kolyma River, bison and horse from Yukagir. In June 2019, the severed but preserved head of a large wolf from the Pleistocene, dating back over 40,000 years, was found near the Tiragtyak River. In a recent discovery, scientists from the Yakutia Academy of Sciences reported they found the complete carcass of an ancient wolf over 44,000 years old beneath the permafrost in Siberia. This is the first complete adult wolf dating from the late Pleistocene, 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago, discovered by a glacier in the Sakha Republic. Photos from the necropsy show the mummy of the wolf revealed with exquisite detail. Scientists say animal carcasses can be preserved in good condition through natural mummification in cold and dry conditions, ideally beneath the permafrost. Under these conditions, the soft tissues inside the carcass become dehydrated, preserving the entire body in a kind of time capsule. Researchers took samples of the wolf's internal organs and digestive tract to detect ancient viruses and microorganisms, and to understand its diet before death. Albert Protopopov, head of the Mammoth Fauna Research Department of the Yakutia Academy of Sciences, said, "The wolf's stomach was preserved in an isolated form, without contaminants. However, this scientist emphasized that they do not rule out ancient viruses that the wolf might have carried." He said the research project will help bring understanding about ancient microbial communities and the role of harmful bacteria during that period. When coming to Sakha, don't forget to visit the Mammoth Museum. This is the only mammoth museum in the world, with a collection of nearly 2,000 exhibits of bones from large mammoth fauna species. Here, you can see 3 completely restored mammoth skeletons: Tarik, Bilibino and the Yukagir horse mummy, part of mammoth skin. Yakutia is also famous as a place for mammoth tusk mining. This area was formerly the center of the world's mammoth fauna. Here, over 90% of the planet's mammoth tusks are mined. Mammoth tusks are called the white gold of the Sakha Republic. Yakutia is also very rich in natural resources, thanks to the majestic Lena River. The fish here are delicious and diverse. At Mrs. Zaisiva's fish market, you can buy many different types of fish, especially white salmon varieties like Tri, Nima, Mutsun, Hel, Siberian salmon, Tainan, Erdal and reef fish. When temperatures drop low, the surfaces of lakes in Yakutia freeze very thickly. The villagers together bring tools like skewers, nets, and fishing rods to the frozen lake to catch fish. Among them, the most famous traditional fishing method in Yakutia is called muka, a method of fishing using a fishing rod. Indeed, all the people, including children, the elderly, and women, participate in this large-scale fishing process. This process is actually prepared by the people from late autumn, and fishing is considered an annual event, similar to a harvest festival in many villages of Yakutia. Each time they pull a net, the people can haul out to hundreds of kilograms of fish. Before the fishing process, the elders perform a ritual called bayane by lighting a fire on the ice and placing pieces of pancake into it to pray for a bountiful fishing season. When the fishing process begins, the people drill large ice holes to set the dragnet at the location determined by the wisest elder of Chidik village, usually based on experience and instinct. Others in the village use sharp sticks or skewers to poke into the ice holes. This process helps drive the fish toward the dragnet. Finally, the strongest people in the village pull the net out and harvest the results. This is also the most exciting and anticipated moment for everyone. The fish they catch is yakut carp. Its scientific name is Carassius ja curticus. The people in Yakutia believe this fish is very good for health. They also believe that small fish are even better for health than large ones. The fish here are delicious and can even be sliced and eaten raw immediately due to the deep cold temperatures. Fish left outdoors are considered cold cooked and can be eaten right away. However, smoked white salmon or salted reef fish are also excellent on the dining table. Although it is one of the harshest places on the planet, Sakha still has its unique heritage. The Lena pillars are one of the most extraordinary areas in Russia, with thousands of vertical stone pillars ranging from 150 to 300 meters high, formed hundreds of millions of years ago. The Lena pillars is the name given to an area full of natural stone pillars growing around the banks of the Lena River in the far eastern Siberia, Russia. The stone pillars, ranging from 150 to 300 meters high, were formed hundreds of millions of years ago and stretch about 80 kilometers along the river banks. The densest concentration of stone pillars is between the villages of Petroskoye and Titari, and the Lena Pillars Natural Park was inscribed on the World Heritage List in 2012. These strange pillars were formed during the Cambrian period about 500 million years ago and are composed of alternating layers of limestone, marlstone, dolomite, and slate. Over hundreds of millions of years, the tectonic uplift of the Siberian continent by 200 meters created a deep fracture of the Lena River Valley. The harsh climate of the area and humidity from the river cause extreme temperature changes from 40 degrees Celsius in summer to minus 60 degrees Celsius in winter. Fault lines and valleys formed along with weathering and erosion processes created such bizarre and diverse stone pillars, including carbonate rocks. In ancient times, this place was considered a sacred area, and ordinary people were not allowed to approach the stone pillars, or they might face punishment from God. Only the elders and shamans, who had the right to communicate with the spirits of the rocks, could enter the sacred place. Lena pillars have fascinated tourists since the 17th century. However, the journey here is not easy. Lena Pillars Natural Park is located about 120 kilometers from Yakutsk, and from here, a flight to Moscow takes about 7 hours. When you come to Yakutia, you can admire this special natural masterpiece through various excursions organized along the river. All tourist boats are very comfortable, but you can also choose to come by helicopter, a slightly expensive but very fast option. Lena Pillars holds outstanding evidence of the Earth's development. Many fossils of ancient organisms found here are evidence proving the existence of a very important period in history. In the Lena Pillars Natural Park area, fossils of mammoth tusks, bison, Lena horses, and reindeer have been found. This area is also home to animals such as bears, squirrels, deer, moose, and over 100 species of birds, 31 types of fish, and 21 extremely rare plant species also grow here. Lena Pillars is the most famous tourist area of Yakutia, the coldest city in the world. The local government currently strictly monitors the protection of this area to develop tourism. Although sparsely populated, the Sakha Republic is a unique land with a combination of harsh nature and rich culture. This land is a typical testament to human resilience and adaptability in the face of harsh natural conditions. This is definitely an interesting stop for adventurous souls who like to challenge themselves with high difficulty. This video ends here. Thank you all for your support. Don. See you again in other interesting videos.
If the legend hooked you, subscribe and open the next case.